At the ITS World Congress 2022, the intelligent transportation community gathers in Los Angeles to discuss the latest innovation and research in intelligent transportation systems. The meeting program explores a wide range of topics from connected and automated vehicles to road safety, sustainable transport solutions to equitable transportation and much more. And ITS TV is right here to show you a glimpse of the greener, smarter, safer transportation of the future. Welcome back to the Los Angeles Convention Center in episode 3 of ITS TV 2022. Attendees have been busy learning more about a wide range of issues, but for this episode, we'll have a special focus on how to make intelligent transportation safer. ITS Japan's CEO gives an overview on the latest transport developments in the region. We learn more about technologies innovating the transportation sector and saving lives. The director of the Texas A&M Transportation Institute gives some background on the rise in traffic fatalities. Organizations from around the world present their latest research into safer transportation. And finally, we learn more about the technologies the Federal Highway Administration is developing to keep pedestrians and cyclists safe. As you can see, we have a lot of fascinating content coming up, so stay tuned for our first interview. You're watching ITS TV. And joining us now is Ace Yamamoto. He is CEO of ITS Japan and Secretary General of ITS Asia Pacific. Hello, good to see you, Ace.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Very good.
Well, tell us about what the big priorities are for Asia Pacific.
This year's ITS World Congress has a main theme such as traffic accident reduction and congestion relief and the carbon neutrality or something. But there is a different from other regions such as United States and EU. It is an emphasis on equity. Equity is not often discussed among the Asian Pacific, generally speaking, but we have to guarantee all people's right to transportation. Mm-hmm. We need to consider equity. So in the United States, so in this world, ITS World Congress, diversity regarding instance for gender and nationality and the people with disability are taking place. At that time, the Asian country, as an Asian country and not only the Asian countries, so especially Japan. So myself, I will focus on this equity and study it closely. So utilizing this opportunity.
And of course, all these countries and regions are here to collaborate, share knowledge. What do you think people should know about what's happening with the Asia Pacific in terms of transportation, technology, and advancement?
Good question. So every Asian country may look at a lot of their transportation solutions, such as autonomous vehicle and MaaS and MOD. But I think the Asian countries are facing increased disasters every year. And, they rely on the chemical fuels for their power energy composition. So I think each Asian country should consider the contribution to their carbon neutrality and disaster recovery by utilizing the ITS solution. Maybe different from the EU and United States. Yeah, China and Indonesia and including Japan, we are relying on the chemical fuel. This is very, we cannot change easily. So we have to look at how to decrease the congestion. We need to have the smooth traffic control system or something like that. So Asian countries are looking at that portion from now on very seriously.
Very good. So many things to look forward to. I know there's great innovation happening out of there.
I think so. We have to innovate.
So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Ace, good to see you.
Thank you.
Look forward to hearing more coming out of the organization.
My pleasure. I will enjoy so in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. The introduction of new technologies is a key part of the ITS Congress. Now we're finding out more about some of the applications of the latest technology innovations.
San Francisco works together with the whole Bay Area region to try and stay connected and to give people excellent options, particularly when now it's not only the work trip, and we're trying to provide solutions for people's everyday mobility. We have dozens of companies that are testing and deploying autonomous services, and we have a lot of interesting partnerships that we're pursuing, even, for example, on Treasure Island in San Francisco, where we have an autonomous shuttle pilot that is about to get underway. We're also interested in anything that benefits public transportation, to make public transportation more efficient, more reliable for passengers. That would be on-street technologies, as well as customer-facing amenities such as integrated fares, payment technologies, and apps that give you a sense of what all your options are. We're really focused on safety, so anything related to Vision Zero, incident analysis, detection, near-miss technology. These are the types of innovations that we're interested in following.
We are a global Tier 1 automotive company, and we are also a transportation roadway owner-operator system integrator. And so in that role, we are very focused on connected vehicle technology and bringing that to life and bringing it to scale in the United States and around the globe. Because in our view, that is key to bringing Vision Zero to life, is to prevent car crashes, to make travelers and the movement of goods and people much more safer. There are many deployments of connected vehicle technology all around the country. Many roadway operators in the United States have found near-term applications that show benefits today while we wait for the scale of this technology coming to every car that rolls off the lot. Examples are traffic signal and priority for things like emergency vehicles or transit buses or even snowplows. We have partnerships in Utah and in Georgia where we've implemented many of these technologies. And in Utah, as an example, they've already seen an improvement in transit time reliability. They've seen improvement in safety from clearing roadways faster with snowplows. And they've seen an improvement in emergency response times from equipping emergency vehicles and getting to the scene faster.
Now we're talking to Greg Winfrey. He's the CEO and agency director for the Texas A&M Transportation Institute. Good to see you, Greg. Thanks for joining us. Well, so traffic deaths in the U.S. are at a 20-year high. Do you have any explanations for why this may be happening?
Well, it's an interesting question. You know, they're at a 20-year high in the United States. Our researchers here have found some interesting information that's extrapolated from the data, of course, going over the pandemic/quarantine period led to some interesting insights, because we knew that roadway miles were down, vehicle miles traveled were down, but the fatality numbers seem to be increasing. And we were able to determine that the primary culprit really appears to be speed. You know, as the roads were less congested, as urban areas looked like, kind of deserted areas when most folks were quarantined in the home, the roadways were free of traffic at levels that probably hadn't been seen in modern times. And that encouraged folks to go out and choose their own speed. And in that context, law enforcement was down because of being devoted to first responder and other activities that the pandemic required. So there was a lot of lawlessness and freedom to choose speed on the roadway. So even though the absolute number of roadway crashes were down, those crashes that did occur tend to have more serious injuries and fatal consequences. And then you double that down with decreased seatbelt usage. In those serious injury and fatality cases, in many instances, there was a failure to use seatbelts. And then another observation I would add, the instance of day drinking and folks who were, using substances to help them through what was a very fraught time for many of us. There was just a lot of tension built up, and this is a global issue, but certainly here in the U.S., the factors I would say are speed, lack of seatbelt usages on the roadways, and probably an increase in the consumption of alcoholic and probably other substances, but certainly there was a marked increase in day drinking is how the term became to be known.
In which situations do most road traffic deaths occur in the U.S. at the moment?
Well, in the U.S., I'd say about half of all traffic deaths occur in what we identify as roadway departure crashes, where a vehicle either leaves the pavement or crosses over into the opposite direction. Probably 25 to 27% occur at intersections, and unfortunately 19% include a pedestrian or a bicyclist. And those numbers are increasing, as well as motorcyclist fatalities. So these are the overall growing types of crash scenarios that cause a significant amount of concern because they involve vulnerable road users. But particularly in rural areas, single male driver off the roadway, more often than not into a tree, is probably one of the leading causes of death amongst young men 25 and younger.
So realistically, how much do you expect road safety to improve in the next 5, 10, even 50 years?
Well, it's interesting you asked that question. When I was a Fed, as we call it in the U.S., a federal government employee with the U.S. Department of Transportation, we used to say that the first 50 years of vehicle safety were spent on protecting vehicle occupants and have them survive crashes. Well, we foresee the next 50 years as avoiding crashes altogether, which is what the ITS community is all about. As more and more technology becomes available to the lay road user, including improvements to roadway infrastructure, the ability of infrastructure to communicate to vehicles in real time to help with situational awareness, that safety cocoon around drivers will become more pronounced. So again, I can't put a thumbtack on the calendar and say when we get there, but again, the more these human life saving devices and technologies move their way into the transport system, the better for us all.
Innovation is key for the improvement of technologies, and organizations around the world are working harder to make transportation safe for all. Let's take a closer look at some of their amazing work. The Charlotte Department of Transportation is adopting a strategic mobility vision with the goal of providing all who live and work in Charlotte safe and equitable mobility choices. These are exciting times for the city of Charlotte.
To support the great quality of life of our growing population, our City Council recently adopted our strategic mobility plan for our community. This vision begins with our aspiration to be a city where no one is seriously injured or killed on our streets, and where living and working in our city does not require traveling only by a car. Our City Council has committed over $75 million in just the next 2 years to our bicycle, pedestrian, and Vision Zero programs. The Charlotte Department of Transportation, or CDOT, is a key city department in achieving this bold vision. This responsibility challenges us to envision the Charlotte of 2040 and beyond, and anticipates the mobility needs of over 385,000 new residents and 200,000 new jobs. And we at CDOT know that our role in managing and shaping how we move is fundamental to extending economic mobility to all Charlotteans and continuing to make Charlotte a great place to live.
Next up, a new tech company is leveraging connected vehicle data to fully realize transportation. Meet Move AI, based in Lafayette, Colorado.
My name is Steve Milton. I'm the Chief Product Officer of Move. We are a company focused on information and analytics around transportation.
We want to save lives. Vehicle accidents are one of the biggest killers in the United States and in the world. If you can take that even down by a very small percentage, it makes a huge number of difference in people's lives. And the more closely we can work with local governments and departments of transportation, the more we can do to improve safety.
Our vision is that transportation is an environment where there's a lot of different players trying to understand it. Automotive companies, departments of transportation, logistics companies, right? You just go down the list. Transportation touches a lot of businesses in everybody's life, right? So we're building an environment where people can collaborate to try to solve problems.
The Alabama Transportation Institute is working on innovative research on autonomous, electric, and connected vehicles, and the latest project, the Alabama Mobility and Power Initiative, includes a $35 million investment and a public-private partnership. Let's find out more.
My name is Alan Parrish. I'm the Executive Director of the Alabama Transportation Institute. We created an acronym that we refer to as ACES squared: automated, connected, electric, shared, and safe.
We bring together a tremendous group of faculty.
I'm an assistant professor at Electrical and Computer Engineering at the University of Alabama.
I'm a mechanical engineering professor.
My name is Junlu. I'm an assistant professor of transportation engineering.
I'm a mixture of an algorithms and data structures sort of person.
My name is Alex Hanan. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Civil, Construction, and Environmental Engineering.
My name is Elsa Gabrukadla, and I am transportation research engineer.
If we go after the right projects and get the right awards, we can set up research which is really cutting edge.
It's not just research for the sake of research. It's research for trying to improve the lives of people in our state and beyond.
We're ITS TV, your daily news show featuring interviews and discussions on hot topics in intelligent transportation systems from this year's ITS World Congress. You can catch us around the Convention Center in LA, in select hotel rooms, on the ITS website, social media, and YouTube. With new content each day of the Congress, make sure to keep watching. Now we're taking a closer look at some of the technologies the Federal Highway Administration is developing as part of the U.S. Department of Transportation's Cooperative Driving Automation Program. These technologies will make safety research into vulnerable road users easier and more precise.
Human factors is an interdisciplinary area of research where we take what we know about human behavior and human cognition and we apply it to different systems. Obviously at Federal Highway, what we're interested in is the transportation system. So we want to try to ensure safety for all road users, whether it be vehicles, pedestrians, or bicyclists, when they're interacting with the infrastructure that we have. Virtual reality technology allows us to have an immersive field where we can actually test bicyclists in a safe manner while they're interacting with hazardous obstacles. So some of the applications of the virtual reality bike simulator are that we can test different roadway infrastructures to see if they help cyclists in any manner. So we can use different conflict points, we can test how they interact with different sign types, signal types, other road users, whether it be automated vehicles, regular vehicles, even pedestrians and micromobility, so we can get a better sense of how it is that they're navigating through their world and make it safe for them. Pedestrians and bicyclists are seeing more and more trips throughout the years. So from 2009 to 2017, they saw a 25% increase in the number of trips that they're taking. So we're having more and more pedestrians and bicyclists on the roadways. However, we're also seeing an increase in the number of fatalities that they're experiencing. So in that same time frame, fatalities increased at 45%. Within 2020, we saw an all-time high of pedestrian fatalities. So it's very important that we protect these individuals as their fatalities are increasing. So at Federal Highway, specifically at Turner Fairbank Highway Research Center, we have some state-of-the-art research tools that allow us to test pedestrian interactions with other infrastructure and road users. So we have a highway driving simulator that lets us see how drivers interact with pedestrians. We have VR technology for the pedestrians as well that allows us to see how they interact crossing an intersection and navigating through worlds. We have an articulated pedestrian dummy, and then we also have a vehicle to platform at Turner Fairbank, a test bed that allows us to test different types of sensors and technologies. Currently, we're testing some infrared thermal sensors that allow us to get not only count data, but also to see if they're able to detect pedestrians when they cross intersections.
That's it for our third day here at the ITS World Congress 2022, and there's still more to come. Tomorrow, we'll focus on equitable transportation and marginalized groups in leadership positions. So make sure to keep watching. Before then, you can catch up on anything you've missed here at the Convention Center, in your hotel room, and online. And don't forget to subscribe and follow ITS TV on social media. We'll see you tomorrow.